Okay, guys, let's talk about Redo of Healer episode 4. Let's talk about Redo of Healer. Before I do my review, I like to say one thing. The Redo of Healer is one of the most talked about shows still to this day. And I am gonna be loud about this because throughout my reviews of Redo the Healer, I've been saying every time. Redo the Healer is a top 5 pick for best anime of winter 2021. In fact, one of the most controversial animes since interspecies reviewers. When I look at Redo the Healer, I see this guy out for revenge unlike any other revenge. We've seen anime characters go on this revenge road, doing all these kind of things. But for him to go over the top as one of the guys who goes cross the line in the sand and made a revenge story so dark, so bloody, so devious that it screams like, I like him. Now, the main character is like a light Yagami. In other words, do we love him or do we hate him? Like, when I watch, like, Death Note for me, I like Light Yagami. Do I see him as a villain? No, not really, but I see him as a hero. So you see my point. So when people look at the main character, they ask themselves, is he a good guy or he's a bad guy? So the main character himself, he's been used a lot on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which I use, but now mostly on Twitter. And I see him as as memes and gifs because this guy is an OG revenge scheme. Sorry, straight up OG revenge. Now, as you can see, I'm wearing my Rise of the Shield Hero shirt because this episode was about Setsuna. Now, we saw the trailer to it, and we saw how Setsuna is. Setsuna is a beast, an ice wolf girl. And I know people are gonna compare Shield Hero to the main character because they both have furries now. So now for me got Raftalia, the main character, the healing hero got Setsuna. And now we're all going to debate about who's more attractive. Is Setsuna a better waifu material than Raftalia? Is Raftalia a better waifu material than Setsuna? We can go back and forth on those times. We can go back and forth. I mean, literally back and forth. But that's a different topic. That's a different story. Me personally, I can't decide. But other than that, but still, before I do my review of episode 4, I'd like to say this one more time. We're still mourning for the loss of Sasha from Attack on Titan. We're still mourning for the loss of Sasha, and it's very sad to see her go. It's very sad. I mean, literally, not only have a Sasha pop figure, but I have potato bread. Look at this. Potato. I still have potato bread. This is what I do when I make my sandwiches of it. I make a sandwich out of potato bread. But that's a different topic later. But anyway, let's do a review of Redo of Healer episode 4. Talk about the development between Setsuna and the healing hero. Their bond is so quick. I love how they bond so easily in this episode. It was so easily developed right there. I mean, the bond that he has with Freya, that was just okay, we knew that was coming. But the way how he bonded with Setsuna in this episode, it was so quick. It was so quick. And the thing about this episode that was funny was that every time Freya, not Flare, I'm not calling that bitch name Flare, I'm calling it Freya. Every time Freya mentions something about what the humans did in this kingdom, the main character smiles or he smirks because everything that she does nicely for the humans, he gets this reaction. He gets that smirk reaction and whatnot. Okay, now, when he revived Setsuna, like I said, his ability, once he heals someone, he sees flashbacks. So we got a glimmer of what Setsuna has been going through in the flashbacks. We see what he's doing. We see what Setsuna's been doing. She was trained by her friends and family, becoming the greatest ice wolf warrior she can be. But then she was attacked by humans. But they weren't ordinary humans. They were knights disguised as these mercenaries just to grab as many demi-humans as they can, ice wolf creatures as they can, and make them their slaves. So it's kind of see, and the thing about her revenge is that she don't trust humans. at all. And I don't blame Setsuna on this one. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. She doesn't like humans. And that happens on most of the occasions. Like, okay, you don't like humans. Okay. I get that. But can I go back to interspecies reviewers? I understand interspecies reviewers, they go making out with half human, half creatures. But for her to be a half, well, I'm not calling her a half human type thing. I mean, she's an ice wolf girl. But she is attractive. I'm not going to lie. She is attractive. But I'm going to get to that later. So when he revived her, kissed by putting the potion, the elixir, into her mouth, Freya gets jealous. Now, this is where his harem builds now. He's building up his harem. I mean, literally, and he's, unlike Rance from the Dojins, on the hentai series, Rance or Nafumi, his harem is getting there. But he does it differently than those two. But okay. Anyway, as he revived her, she wakes up. And she wants to, and she was about to kill Setsuna. I mean, kill our main character. Again, I don't blame her for trying to kill humans, regardless if they save them or not. So for her to go out, waking up and try using her ice ability to try to kill her, okay, I understand. Now, it was funny how they screenshot the awkward position that she was in the moment he grabbed Setsuna's arm in the back. I mean, they showed her butt, they showed her boobs, her body, and whatnot. I'm like, wow, they really going in. And then he's like, to sum it up, he's like, okay, you want revenge? I can help you get revenge on the people that for your tribe. You just got to do something for me. I can help you increase your powers and all of that. So what did he do? Okay, if you want to form a pact, you just got to sleep with me. So, and it's so funny how it came up to which, I mean, it was her first time. Mind you, it said her first time. So, yeah. And they showed her, this main character, straight up OG. He immediately took off his clothes and have Setsuna suck his dick. And that was like, I'm like, wow. And I understand it's censored. You're not going to get you're not going to see her doing, like, sucking it. But you see Setsuna doing all of this. Like, you can see her tail. You can see her tail moving and her body structure as she was sucking it. So you could tell what she was doing. And she had it in her mouth, like, after she finished, she was like this, all blushing. So you know what she did, guys. You know. And that was that wasn't even the cream of the crop. I mean, like, just because you suck it, no, you got to do more than that. So they did it. Now, I understand it's censored. They're not going to reveal all of it. I mean, the uncensored version comes out later on. So if you guys want to see what the fullness of it, then yeah, watch the uncensored come out when it comes out later. I'm just going by what I've seen in this episode. But we already knew what they doing. So props for them doing it. And that's how they form a pack. If Nafumi was in form a pack like that, it would have been easier for them and Raphtalia to be like this. Because if Raphtalia and Nafumi was like this, they would have been best couple of the year in those Crunchyroll Anime Awards. But they didn't do that. So, but although Raphtalia was best girl, I give them that. Okay, so they arrive at the village, and with her power up, she saw these mercenaries whipping and like whoosh, 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 whipping these guys, or whipping these ice wolf girls. And it kind of hurts me because they're females, I don't hit women like that. I don't hit women, but damn, that's kind of like, oh, it's so sad seeing like that. So sad seeing that, especially with them whipping them. I'm just surprised they didn't put like a rape scene of them doing it, but that's okay. That's okay. And I see Setsuna's rage. Now, he poses as the mask hero. He put on the mask, and the way, and I know this video is long, but understand this: the blood was freaking good. The blood was good. We're talking killing, like head chopped offs and like scratching. Like, oh my god, yo, the blood was intense. The way how the main character used his sword and go through like he was dancing in the fight and just slice everybody's heads off, and I'm like, damn, this is the straight up OG. This guy can fight. And can we honestly say that this main character right now is one of the top 5 greatest healing anime characters of all time? He needs to be up there with all the greatest healers out there. People like Mimosa from Black Clover, Sakura not so much, Orihime not so much, but for him to be doing that kind of thing, and see that's my point. There are some healing characters I don't like because 90% of them heals and 10% they fight. When I look at this healing hero, he does half and half. Like, he does it half and half. Not like 90% healing and 10% fighting. No. He does both. But that's my point of it. But again, the fight scene was so epic to see. And Setsuna with her rage, we see her in action. I mean, the trailer showed us the blood that Setsuna's doing, but the way she caught out the claws, it's kind of like Killing Bites. And if you watch Killing Bites, watch Killing Bites. The one with the sharpest fangs wins. That's Killing Bites. So if Setsuna was in Killing Bites, do you think she would have won? I think so. But now the main character, the way he was fighting, it was kind of like, I'm looking at Vega from Street Fighter. You know how Vega got the mask with his long claws and dealing with the rose kind of thing. So when I look at the main character, I'm feeling some Vega Street Fighter vibe. I don't know. I'm just seeing it. But and then Setsuna cried of rage with tears, looking at the red moon, and I'm like, oh my God, that is some happy revenge she got. And it's not that she was smiling during the killing spree, but the way after it ended, she was proud that everything she's done was said and done. Now after Freya's drinking, laying down, the main character took Setsuna to the cave where the poison actually started. Now, the main character had a choice. The main character is saying to Setsuna, okay, you have a choice. Either I poison these humans and you can have a free slaughter, whatever you want. So let's say there's 100 humans that are poisoned. You could just slaughter them at your own free will. But if I heal them, you're gonna have to accept that, they may be healed, but you're gonna have to trust them on this one. So now Setsuna made a choice. She's like, okay, you heal them. My claws are meant for revenge and I got it. But when that time comes, I will use it for good and not for good revenge and not bad revenge. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, the thing about this revenge is that this revenge gets a little twist and turn now. You see, the main character wants revenge on Bullet and Blade, obviously. But he also wants revenge on the kingdom that the Princess Flare that Princess Flare already controlled of, and forcing these people to beat up the demi-humans and make them as slaves. So now the tables have turned. Now the whole revenge plot twist is like you added more to it. So instead of revenge on Blade and Bullet, he wants revenge on the entire kingdom that Princess Flare done. And I like how when Princess Flare did something against her own soldiers, I'm like, yeah, she did it. She actually doing something, and by killing her own troops, the main character was smiling and laughing at her like, you killed your own soldiers. You lost your memory and you killed your own soldiers. That's what I like. Okay, now towards the end, we saw Setsuna and the main character doing it. But like I said, it's censored, so you're not going to see what they fully doing it. I mean, if you want to see them getting busy, watch the uncensored version. But we all know what they doing. Now, at the end of it, this is where the ending comes in. At the end, the king himself, a dick, he sees the Imperial Knight poses as the main character. Remember last week they said he's not the healing hero because the healing hero beat him by switch poses faces. So he made him the main character. Switching roles. So the king's like, oh, what you lost to a healing hero, a guy who was so weak, oh no. And then at the end, you get a chance. I'll let you have your own Imperial army. You can do whatever you want. Just kill the healing hero. Now, and then at the end, here comes Princess Norn, Princess Freya's little sister. Now this is where what's funny about this scene is that she came back quick. I mean, later in the light novels, she appeared. But for them to have her coming in an early release, now having her to come right now, I can see why they're trying to do that because, to build up his harem. Okay. And that's how it ended with Norm coming back. So let's look at this. Let's look at this rationally. First of all, this episode is all about the bond and development between the main character and Setsuna. And the whole plot of him getting revenge is like adding, it's like lemonade. Like, you want to make it, like you put 2 cups of sugar, you're not enough. But you want to add more cups of sugar because you want to get revenge on not only Blade and Bullet, but you want revenge on the entire kingdom. So now you're adding more revenge. And not only that, Setsuna, you know what? I find Setsuna really attractive. I mean, the ears, the white long hair, and the blue eyes is so good. That is so good. And now people are gonna argue. Now people are gonna make an argument and say, okay, who's best waifu? Raphtalia or Setsuna? Me personally, I can't decide. And I don't know Setsuna's real name. I just call it Setsuna. I mean, Setsuna's name, like, they revealed it, but it had a little language, so I didn't know what to say. But other than that, who's best waifu? Raphtalia or Setsuna? I know this video is long, but bear with me. Setsuna or Raphtalia? I mean, like, who's best waifu? I mean, who's the best partner? And then I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, and Setsuna looks good in terms of like the hair and the eyes. But I look at Raphtalia and I look at Raphtalia. Raphtalia looks really, really good. So again, I can't decide. But I'm telling you right now, that's going to be making to a meme or a waifu war battle between them. And let's see how that goes. So props. I give them props. And like now for me, I mean, think about it. They both got demi-humans. And they both got princesses on their team. Because you remember, now for me got Melty, bitch-ass Mine's little sister, like Melty. And then, you know, you got a princess. So it's like, they get in there, it's like even. They're both even in terms of like their own harem as we speak. Okay. So, oh, and by the way, the whole revenge thing is like the whole revenge on the kingdom. Just like now for me was revenge on the entire kingdom and the hero. And bitch-ass Mine. Same point across. Wow. But like I said, this was a great episode. I'm just so smiling at this, seeing Setsuna get into work, going killing bites mode, and just started killing all the humans. It's so freaking good to watch. Whew. Wow, this video's long. So, thank you for watching this episode of Redo the Healer, a review of Redo the Healer episode 4. Like I said, if you want to see the uncensored version, be my guest. Just wait later on. And not only that, I will upload reviews of Redo the Healer on Twitter, which I'm on most of the time. So once this video is uploaded on YouTube, I will copy the link. I will copy the link and put it on the hashtag Redo of Healer, so you guys can see my reaction. And then starting something new, fresh. So any questions or debates you guys want to know, post it on my my Twitter page as well. I look forward to that as well. Because like I said, I'll be on Twitter most of the time. So thank you for watching my review of Redo the Healer. I look forward for next week's episode where he's going to buy a new toy. And let's see where this toy could be. And plus with the white hair hero, with the the girl with the white hair with the sword coming back, his hair is going to get better and better. So thank you for watching. I look forward for next week.